All right, so it's story time, and I want to share with you in this story how events can totally transform your business more than almost any tool, training, anything that you can possibly do. More than a widget, more than an app, more than internet marketing. Events can transform your business more than anything. But I'm going to share with you a story on how I missed it so big one time, and it literally cost me years of my business career. And so here's how the story goes. So I started having some success, making a multiple six-figure income, and our system back then was we do a presentation for new people, and we either enroll them in the business, or if it came to money of what they should do, whether they should sign up in our business or get themselves to the next live event that was coming up within the next few weeks. If it came to that, here's what we did. We sent them to the event because we knew if we got them to the event that it'd be a shoo-in that they would get involved in the business. Now, I know that sounds crazy for some of you, but that's what we did back then. And I did this for year in and year out, and it got to a point where I was making great money. I was learning a lot, but I was still a little bit young and overly confident, let's just put it that to be nice. And that's when the internet was starting to really get big, and internet marketing, and I started hearing things of why do events, and why not just make money on the internet? Why not just attract people on the internet? And all this kind of thing was really popular back then. And guess what? I bought it, hook, line, and sinker. I think that's the terminology. I bought into that. So I told my team, I did a big conference call, I'm the big leader in the team, and I said, look guys, events are old school. You don't have to sit on your butt for 2.5 days. I'm going to teach you how to prospect on the phone 100%. We never have to step foot in a meeting. We never have to do presentations traditionally anymore, in a hotel presentations and all that kind of thing. Because the future is online. The future is not having to bug family and friends and all this kind of stuff. And I bought into it. This is over 10 years ago. And you want to know what happened? I completely was the black sheep for my upline who was doing these trainings on a monthly basis like clockwork. And here's what happened. I broke off. Many of my team members obviously went with me, and we were doing, we're teaching people how to do cold market and teaching them how to work leads and doing all that process. And what was really interesting about that is that my check went up. Isn't that crazy? But here's why. Because there was a small handful of people that decided not to follow me on my team. And they decided to plug into the training system that was going on a monthly basis. They decided to plug into that community and that camaraderie and that strategic skill set, that strategic training on a monthly basis. And that small group that broke off exploded in my income in a good way. They grew their team. They were the strongest leaders. They replicated. They became leaders in the company. And the people that followed me, it was a longer learning curve to learn how to do pure cold market, trying to prospect across the country. Now, over the years, I learned how to get really good at building on the phone across the country with cold market and generating leads and getting strategic with that skill set. But man, did I throw the baby out with the bathwater. And I became the black sheep out of, stupidity. I'm just going to say it. I can't think of the good word, but it's basically stupidity. I didn't know. I was ignorant. That's the word. I was ignorant. I didn't know that I didn't know that I didn't know. I was cutting myself off. And I was cutting off a system that was working, and it was working incredibly. So I learned at that moment, if I ever have an opportunity to plug into a training system that offered life, that offered fruit, that offered the bottom line of what it takes to build a home business, not fluffiness, but really hardcore training, leadership training, mindset training, teaching people how to get rid of their fears, their doubts, and all the most important things that people need to overcome, that an event is the best place to do it. There's nothing. So what was really interesting is when another training system came into play, I said, I am not going to let this one go. And I promoted a local training system. In fact, I went to 50 training events, one right after the other, for years, for over 3-4 years, back to back. I would drive my team there like my life depended on it, because I knew how much of a mistake I made in the past. And because of that, because I got to do what I was really good at, which was connecting with people, sharing a message, and getting them started in business, and then promoting a training system that offered life, and offered great training system to get people to fix this, to help them get rid of the excuses, to help them get rid of the fear, to help them learn the strategic skills to build a business. My income exploded. I became the #1 income earner of my business, working part-time hours after struggling for so many years. I exploded my income, and my team had a system. And even though it was expensive, even though it cost my team a lot of money to go to this, the people that went to the events, I look back now after years and years and years, were the ones that exploded their income as well. So I finally learned that even in a high-tech world, even in an internet marketing, branding, blogging, video marketing, there's nothing that beats traditional relationships, traditional strategic skills, the camaraderie, being able to see the speaker, being able to hear the speaker, being able to feel the energy in a room. You cannot get that on the internet. Look, internet's great. I'm a fan of it. I love doing trainings on the internet and through the phone and through conference calls and through webinars. But I'm telling you, do whatever it takes to get yourself to the next live training event that we're doing. And if there's any way that you could still make our next event coming up, I would do whatever it takes to register. I'm going to put a link here below. And look, I don't know when you're going to watch this video, but if there's still an opportunity. In fact, we're doing one